Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In the last few videos we've been talking about the first few layers of the coin moving through the CoinBot. If you've been following along, you know that I'm trying to build a robot that is capable of sorting coins by date so that I can find specific pennies to add to my own coin collection. But the idea behind sorting this is that you can rotate this into position and then you'll be able to drop this into various buckets. Now, because this is a much larger circle than this, we actually want to move the pennies out to the outside edge so that they can be collected by the user, and we'll save this internal area for the majority of coins which aren't going to have much value. They're going to be worth probably about a penny to most people. But what I came up with was to try to do something similar to what I was doing here with the coin sorter, where you have a top area here where you drop the penny in, and then it is pushed off to a lower area. As you can see here, I did just that. So I created 10 different areas for the coins to drop, and an 11th one to drop down through the center for the coins that have no value. And as you can see, if you drop a penny here, it will slide off and rotate out to this outer edge, which is great. The one thing that I didn't like is the way that the CAD software renders these pieces. There's actually bulges along the side here. And that's tough to see on camera, but I was really afraid that the coins might actually get stuck in that position. So I wanted to try to find a way to remedy that. But the gist of these two pieces is that you can see how they'll work. Once I put the bearing in the back side of this coin sorter, that would mount to this peg here. And then that will rotate around here. So you can see that if we now drop a penny over here, it will slide, in theory, all the way out to the edge there. But again, you can see that that didn't quite work. It got caught here. So in the next iteration, I made this a little bit thicker, and that gives it a little more height, and the ramp angle is much higher. I did some testing, and that is really to ensure that these coins, when they are placed on this outer edge here, that they always slide out to where they're supposed to be. And they are clean cutouts. We don't have to worry about that lofting issue that we were having before, where the coins might actually get stuck in the center here. So again, this coin sorter would mount on top of this peg. And if we know its position, like we learned about in the last video with the limit switches, we can rotate this into very exact positions. And we know exactly where we're going to drop these coins each time. And in this position, it would drop down into the center into a larger container that will be able to collect all the pennies that have little to no value. So that will eventually work down to the next layer where coins are collected in little coin rolls. I selected 10 so that we could collect a decade's worth of coins. So let's say you wanted to collect all the coins from the 1960s, for example. You could do 61, 62, 63, 64, and so on. The other thing that you could do was collect decades. So all the 1960s would go in this one, all the 1970s in this one, and all the way back. So you could collect 100 years of coins just with this setup here. And the other thing that you can do is you can set up a system where anything earlier than, say, 1940 would be put in this bin, because I assume that would be the rarest coins that you'd see in general pocket change. So the goal of the finished user interface is to allow the user to decide how to sort these coins and which coins he wants in which bin. We'll be able to number each one of these drop slots so that the user can determine where they want the coins to go. So I think that's pretty handy. Once I got done with a couple of these versions, I came up with the finished version. And this is just an improvement over this version that I had here that's a little bit thicker. And the other thing that I did was I added some alignment pegs. These are hard to see on black prints, but I made some alignment pegs. I also made some bolt holes so that we can connect all of the layers together. You can see that those pegs line up directly with holes that are in this side. And this all lines up. This camera studio hole is all lined up too. So once you get this together, you can see that this rotates pretty effortlessly. That will be controlled by a servo motor, and that will be able to directly align with these drop spots, and the coins will be directed to the outer edge on the bottom here. So there's actually bolt holes here that you can slip a bolt through, and that will connect to the coin sorter up here. And also the lower portion, the coin collection unit that's down at the bottom, will be able to attach to the bottom of this because of all of the alignment pegs and holes that we've created here on the bottom. So this final version is the most complicated part that I've created to date, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it came out. And I think I find myself saying that a lot, that every time I design a new part, I keep finding myself saying that, wow, this is the most complicated part that I've ever designed. And I think that speaks to just learning the software, getting used to the 3D printer, and getting used to all of its capabilities. So I'm excited to see what comes next. In the next video, we're going to be talking about threaded inserts. I think I'm overusing threaded inserts in this design because we're basically going to put them in every single one of these bolt holes. But that should allow us to positively connect all of the pieces together. And I'm pretty excited to see this actually start to come together. So for now, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching, everyone, and stay awesome.